back again on the healthcare thing. I calmed down, although my head was still hurting because that's how much losing my temper affected me. My head was hurting big time. Plus, with them working up on my roof, pounding and hammering and sawing and everything else, it didn't exactly enhance the situation. But that's just, stuff you got to go through. So I called Juan back. I wanted to apologize. And he picked up the phone right away, and we spoke for a while. He says, listen, I really want to switch you over to Dr. Shanarian. She's a wonderful doctor. She's been here. We don't expect her to go anywhere. And she's never called out that he can recall. I said, fine. Well, can't get you in until July the 30th. I said, well, whatever it is, yeah, I need to see a doctor. I said, maybe I'll just run down to urgent care and hope that the gentleman that I've seen in urgent care a couple of times, Michael Hughes, is there, and maybe he can be a partner with me on this. And so we sort of left it at that. Again, I apologized. I asked, how has he elevated the situation, and how does a doctor keep his job if he calls out? Because now I'm understanding this. It's the second time that I know of. And he says, well, we're having discussions about your situation. Don't think it's going, hitting blank walls, because it is a subject of concern. And I've said, I appreciate that. So call ended. A couple of hours later, I get a call from a young lady that I've spoken with before, because I had a situation with my Jardiance prescription where I was out and I was sending Dr. Arzen messages through my chart with no reply, and I'm running out of Jardiance, and that's a pretty important medication for me. It's got me off the diabetes train, but I still take it just in case, kind of a deal, and I'm willing to pay the price for that. So she had helped me before, and she said, she has spoken with Juan, and they agree that Dr. Whatever, I can't pronounce her name, something, has an opening on Monday. And am I available? I said, yes, I am, because I really would like to see a doctor, because I got, 3 specific things I want to speak to a doctor about. And then we went on and speaking about Dr. Arzen. Like, so what's up with Dr. Arzen? Because he's a great guy. He is if he wasn't a doctor, he'd be a great guy. As a doctor, he's a great guy, a great guy, a great guy, a great guy. She now shares with me that Dr. Arslan has called out the past 30 days. Every day for 30 days, he calls out. And every day, they got to have this conversation with 20 plus patients to reschedule and all this kind of stuff. I said, well, how is that acceptable? Is that like professional, or is that like not very professional? We're all on the same page. The most important thing is to get me hooked up with a doctor that's going to be my health partner, my partner in my health and my well-being. And it's not going to be Dr. Arslan. So we, got that done, feeling really good about things, and ended the call, and off I went to the rest of my day, and still had my headache from the roof and losing my temper the day before. And plus I was pretty worn out from the poker tournament on Friday. That was a long, long day, long, productive day. It's always nice to stand in the payout line at the World Series of Poker, but I like that too. So after I spoke, had the conversation with getting the appointment on Monday, which I'm very excited about, I decided I'm going to go look for Dr. Arzen online to see maybe he's already left the company and the group, and maybe read some reviews. And then I see the reviews, and they're not sweet. They are just not sweet at all. And so now I'm finding out I am far from the only one. And certainly with knowing this has been going on for the past 30 days, there are a lot of unhappy patients out there. And everybody's trying to be a good patient. I try to be a good patient. I take my meds every day. I take a boatload of supplements. Anyway, so I decided to leave myself a review, and on the review, I gave 1 star. And I went on about what a great guy he is, what a great guy. But this is the most unprofessional thing that in my opinion, that a doctor could do: leave his patients standing on a cliff. And I left it at that. I'm looking forward to my appointment on Monday. having a good time. Going to go see some good music tonight with Sandy over at downtown Summerlin. We'll go find some place to grab something to eat. And then hopefully in a couple of days, the people that are working on helping me establish my YouTube channel will be done, and we'll have a more professional looking, easier to navigate YouTube channel. And I'll be able to get rid of these rings and stuff in my glasses here without having to look down. Anyway, love to hear from you. 10301don@gmail.com. That's how to find me. We'll see you next time.